What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex. In this video, we have some Prince of Persia news I want to talk about. We actually talked about this. I talked about this on the channel about a week ago, about a little bit more than a week ago, maybe. We talked about how Prince of Persia has the domain name registered for Ubisoft did it, Prince of Persia 6. And that was kind of, and remember, I even said, is this step one? You know, when you do something like this, it could be very, very early on in the, I guess, the whole, like, steps of bringing something to life, right? And could it be the first step of doing that? At the same time, you could already have something, cooking, very, very much cooking, right? And have this come out a little bit later in terms of this domain. So what do we have now? We have a leaker. This website, the PSU, says it's a prominent leaker. Okabe, never heard of them, but I haven't gone through leaks for that long, maybe only about a year. So if this person maybe has evaded my eyes, it's okay. He said, "See ya in a couple of weeks," in response to a user expressing disappointment about how long the series has been out of the spotlight. Now, here's what I'll say. It makes sense that this is true, that he is hinting that, okay, just wait for Ubisoft to do their thing for Prince of Persia, that we have this domain name, and then couple that now with him saying that, and you can, I mean, it sounds really solid. That I'll give. But at the same time, this, I believe, happened right before. Because remember, yesterday, Ubisoft announced they're doing their online showcase July 12th. Now, I don't know why the 12th is an important day. May 12th today is when, Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest are going to announce their brand new game. Next month, June 12th, is going to be EA and Cyberpunk's thing. And then July 12th is Ubisoft. I don't know why the 12th of every month is so seemingly important. But, going along with that, I want to believe this, and I do. I think, again, coupled with the domain thing, and remember, last year, we talked about this in that past video, right? Last year, there was a huge, huge push for Prince of Persia. Everybody thought last E3 was finally going to be the year that Ubisoft did something in their online, or not online, I'm so used to online, that they were going to do something at their E3 show, right? That was a big, back in May and June last year. In fact, I believe even on Podcast Now last year, I made a video, and I didn't know that people were, going to be into it, and it did rather well, back then for that time. It did really good. So there was definitely a push there. So again, add all of those things up, and it seemingly makes a lot of sense. But he says, see ya in a couple of weeks. Now, technically that means two, because of a couple. Doesn't have to. Even with, Mafia could be announced later on today, right? Mafia, the game. We know that they said a few months ago that there's going to be an announcement in a couple months, and I think we all inferred that they're probably meaning around E3 time. This was before E3 was canceled. So just because you say couple doesn't mean two. I understand that, but couple of weeks, we're on May 11th right now, and Ubisoft's thing is in 2 months. So it's 2 months, actually today that you guys are watching this, it's 2 months today. So it's 2 months, a couple of weeks. That's a little, because I don't think that Ubisoft would do something Prince of Persia related before their own conference. You would think that if they're going to do a blowout, if they're going to have their online show and they're going to do Watch Dogs, they're going to give the release date, they'll show another trailer. If they're going to do Assassin's Creed, they're going to actually give us gameplay this time, right? Give the release date, because at that point in July, we'll know when next-gen consoles are coming, so then they can say, okay, here's the release date. It's got smart delivery for Xbox and then whatever for PlayStation, but if you buy it on one, you get it for the other, right? So they can say that. They'll announce Far Cry 6, because we know that's probably coming in March, so you got to get out there and announce it. So they have a lot of stuff, but then throw in Prince of Persia. I mean, that could be massive. Now, again, to kind of calm everybody down, including myself, because obviously I get pretty energetic and I talk very, very fast in these videos. I do that in general, by the way. It's just my personality that I talk very, very fast and very loud. That's just who I am. But Prince of Persia, if this game is real, if this game even does get announced in July, it's not coming for a little while. I don't think it's coming all that long after, but we know the games that, even from leaks, we know the games Ubisoft is releasing up until March, and the last game in March is Far Cry 6. That's it. Now, we don't know April onward. So, yeah, could Skull and Bones be in that group? Could Prince of Persia? Absolutely. Could Prince of Persia be next year's fall game? Because, again, you can't have an Assassin's Creed come out every year. Normally, Watch Dogs kind of, sets into that spot when Assassin's Creed can't come out. Watch Dogs kind of fills it in, right? It's like the backup for it. Is Prince of Persia that for next fall? I think it probably is. I think that's actually, because again, there are similarities. There's a lot of similarities between Prince of Persia and Assassin's Creed. We've talked about that in the past. I think it makes a lot of sense to do that, but I think it's still reasonably, it is a little further out, but it's still in a reasonable spot where you would announce it. But again, I believe this guy, and they say he's a prominent leaker. I've never seen this, or if it's a girl, I'm sorry, whoever it is, if it's a guy, if it's a girl, whoever, I've never seen them before, so I can only go based off of what they said right here. I do believe it. Again, with the domain thing, it makes a lot of sense, but couple weeks, and I get that this was before Ubisoft announced their thing, but I really don't see Ubisoft announcing Prince of Persia somewhere else. You could argue, hey, could it be at Microsoft's thing? Could it be at, if Sony does a PS5 event, could it be there? Yeah, I mean, you could say, like, technically Assassin's Creed, but even Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft did it first. Ubisoft had their own kind of spin-off, their own one-off. They did the trailer, and then a week later, it was at Inside Xbox. So if they did Prince of Persia, I guess the argument you can make then is, well, could Ubisoft do something in June? Just a random, hey, we're going to announce Prince of Persia today, but then we're not going to do anything else, and you'll see more of it next month at our online show. Could they do that? Yeah, would it make a lot of sense? No, not necessarily. So the timing, the whole see you in a couple of weeks, that's a little off because I really don't see how a couple means 2 months. A couple of weeks is not 2 months. So I feel like they got their timing a little off, but overall, I do believe this. So I will say that. So guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think we're getting a brand new Prince of Persia game? When do you think it's going to be announced? Where do you think it's going to be shown at? All that kind of stuff. Let me know. As always, make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I do a new video every single day on this channel. Tomorrow, we'll probably talk about whatever that mystery game that's just a few hours away from being announced. We'll probably do a video on that tomorrow. So that's just a little heads up for that. But every day, brand new video, and I hope to see you guys on tomorrow's.